Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to stop being an ugly person, especially if you think that you're ugly and the world is very difficult for you. Let me tell you something, and I say all of this with love, okay? You're an idiot for thinking that. Before you're like, what the mate, that's so mean. Listen to me. Especially if you're not hopeless, okay? Because it's nobody else's fault but yours. You're just not doing yourself the right favors. And you can come up with a million excuses like you were born ugly, or you don't have money, or you don't have the time to fix anything. These are excuses. If you're watching this and you still have hope, then I can teach you how to stop being ugly and become a better and more beautiful person. First of all, let's talk about how being a negative person can make you ugly. And I'm talking about physical looks. It will reflect not only mentally, because obviously if you think ugly thoughts, you're an ugly person, but physically, it will literally show up on your face. Especially if you hate yourself and you're always self-deprecating, or if you hate other people and you hate everything and everything sucks to you and you're always gossiping about other people, whether it's about celebrities or coworkers or engaging in useless Facebook drama or reading about Twitter beef or Facebook drama. Yes, this includes the kind of content that you're consuming. If that's how you spend your free time, leaving nasty comments, being a troll, and reading about drama that has nothing to do with you, in fact, you should spend that time reflecting on yourself and becoming a better person and improving on yourself. Because those things I've mentioned, that's what insecure people do. That's what pathetic people do. They spread hatred and they hate themselves. You will never see a beautiful person be a hater, ever. And even if they're physically attractive, if their vibes are ugly, it will show up on their face. Because clearly there are also people out there who may not be the most physically gorgeous, but their vibes, their personality is so beautiful, so gorgeous that they are attractive, they are magnetic, people love them, they just gravitate towards them, and that's what makes them so beautiful. So the same goes for anyone who's constantly thinking ugly thoughts, they're always cursing themselves or cursing other people, like, ew, that guy is so gross, I hate the Kardashians, and I promise you, they don't care. Your body absorbs all of that negative energy faster and more efficiently than you think. And you know what else will turn you ugly? Low vibrational thoughts, depression, anxiety, paranoia, desperation, and neediness. And I'm saying this from experience. I had my own phases of my life where I was going through very dark periods and I was just so depressed and so sad and anxious that I would project my reality. I would be like, everything sucks. I don't want to do anything at all. And that reflected on my physical looks. I had bad skin. My hair was falling out. I was gaining excess weight and it made me physically unattractive. And it becomes a vicious cycle, and I became more envious and jealous of what I didn't have. And that is not beautiful vibes. It literally made me look terrible. And even if a person is physically attractive, if whatever comes out of their mouth is ugly, that makes them very repulsive. And you know what's even sadder is people who have been bullied and then they've been called their entire lives that they're ugly and they believe it, they let it get to them and they absorb that energy. And that will also make them physically unattractive and it makes people unable to take care of themselves. It really shows that words are everything. Every thought that you give yourself is a manifestation. It's a spell. It's like a magic. It casts spells on you constantly. And this is why you should never say negative things to yourself or give in to other people bullying you. And you shouldn't bully people back either, because that will just like reinforce even more negative energy. And never keep toxic people around you and never stay in toxic environments, because that will poison you. And if it's toxic, leave. Why suffer? Because you will project your suffering onto other people. And your affirmations, your I am language is everything, is your entire identity. So if you're saying things like, and I don't even like saying this, things like, I am ugly, like that is your identity. That is the way that you talk about yourself. That will form your whole life. That will form people's perceptions of you. If you say you're ugly, people will believe you. If you say, oh, I have such bad skin today, people will see your bad skin, whereas they wouldn't even have noticed if you didn't bring it up. And I've seen people literally shrivel up and wither and they turn sad and their bodies change for the worse because they absorb the negative thoughts that their abusive partners keep telling them, like they keep talking them down, or they have like a toxic boss. So if you think that you're ugly, you are. If you think that you're beautiful, you are. If you think that you're confident, you are. So do not call yourself ugly. Do not curse yourself. And if someone's cursing you, call them out or leave. You have to stand up for yourself. And also I can tell you that nobody is born ugly or pretty, okay? Most people in life who are ugly, it's because they brand themselves that way and they're not taking proper care of themselves and they're not doing the right things for themselves. If you don't believe me, you can ask a barber or hairstylist. They will tell you that a good haircut can change someone's life. It's transformative. So even if you choose to focus on a few things, like for example, if you have bad posture, fix it and sit up straight and notice it, develop more self-awareness. And if you have a bad haircut, go get a good haircut, chop that hair off, or even wear a hat or something. If you smell bad and your skin is crappy, wash your face more often, go to a dermatologist, wash your bed sheets, clean your room because a dirty environment will definitely affect your skin and your mental well-being and your health. And a bad diet as well, if you're constantly eating junk food because you don't care about yourself and you only want instant gratification. Junk food and overly processed food, I can tell you, is like 90% of people's problems in life, and they don't even know it. It affects the way you think, it affects the way you feel, it affects the way you look. 100%. And if you smell bad, take a shower, wear deodorant, wear some cologne or perfume or something. It's really important that whenever you encounter a negative thought, you need to counteract it with something positive. Yes, you can tell yourself that. In order to change your reality, you need to change your thoughts. Because most of the things that ends up becoming our lifestyle, it's a combination of habits that we end up developing, whether it's good habits or bad habits. And your mind doesn't know the difference between like a natural thought that comes into your head and a forced thought. So if you're ever saying anything negative, counteract it with something positive. And obviously beauty standards are real, physical beauty standards are real, of course, and it can give people additional advantages in life. Yes, obviously. Pretty privilege is real. We're not blind, we have eyes that see. But on the bright side, we know exactly what pretty privilege looks like. Looks are not that subjective. So if you're able to use things like the golden ratio and as well as adopt certain beauty trends that suit you, don't go chasing beauty trends because they're always changing. What was trendy 5, 8 years ago is not trendy today. In fact, a lot of old school Hollywood movie stars, they will not be considered beautiful today. And if you keep trying to chase after beauty trends and keep up with new standards and they change all the time, I promise you, you will be in a lot of hurt. For example, when I was growing up in the 2000s, Asians were not considered the it race like they are now, and suddenly we're like trendy all of a sudden. And it's really weird when your race becomes a trend because I have literally seen online communities and TikTok communities trying to race shift into Asians. Like, first of all, that's impossible. You can never race shift. Even if you try and mimic features or get a lot of plastic surgery, it is so unnatural, it is so not who you are, and that is just so sad and so pathetic. And total weirdo behavior, it's like mind-boggling. Maybe I'll make a video about it at some point. But the point is to chase after extreme things like changing your identity, completely changing who you are, or even doing everything in your power to stop aging naturally and gracefully. Like if you're getting a ton of work done, like not even just a little bit, like a lot of work done, like too much plastic surgery, and basically being anything other than yourself and being unnatural to who you are will also turn you very ugly because you're afraid of yourself. Like when the vibes are off, people can totally tell. So definitely don't change who you are just so you can fit into some box of what you think might be attractive because these things change all the time. And honestly, you're just better off becoming the best version of yourself, the prettiest, best version you can be. Even if you focus on just a few things like clearing up your skin, getting a better diet, going to the gym and exercising, that alone can change someone's physique very quickly. Especially with the newbie gains, you'll see it very fast. Like even just working on a few things alone and taking good care of yourself and spending the time and effort to do that will make you more confident. And confidence is attractive. A lot of people are ugly because they're not confident in themselves and they're afraid of being who they are. And it's actually amazing. Just pick a few things to adopt as good habits in your daily routine and you will become more confident, you'll become more attractive, you will become a new person. But the fact is, a lot of people don't want to do it because they are either lazy, they don't want to put in the effort, they don't believe in themselves, they don't have proper education, or they think they don't. Because if you're watching this video right now, you have access to so many resources on the internet, so much free game on the internet that you're just not even listening to because you're just making up excuses in your head. And people can definitely glow up on a budget, but maybe that's not a priority for you. I truly believe that nobody is hopelessly ugly. Like if you just take care of yourself. And if you do that, I promise you, if a potential partner comes along and they see that you're taking care of yourself and that you respect yourself and you're well put together, you're going to look very attractive to that person. And you look like you can take care of them too. You look responsible. You look respectable. You look like you respect yourself so you can respect your partner. These are all really important things. And that's exactly the kind of person that people want to be with. Someone who's not a loser, someone who's not lazy, someone who's not a hot mess, and someone who's not desperate for other people's validation. And also, I have noticed some men saying that it's really difficult to find love on dating apps because of their looks. And I can tell you there's a game that you can do to change that, okay? Most of you are not taking good photos, you don't know good angles, you're taking photos in bad lighting, you don't know what kind of pictures you should put up or how to present yourself well online. And let's face it, okay, men are not taking as many selfies as women, so naturally women are better at this. And so you gotta work on it. You gotta work on yourself, work on your looks, work on your personality, work on the way that you're coming across so that you don't end up looking awkward and weird and off-putting to people. And the fact is, even the most beautiful person in the world will no longer be beautiful if you put them in bad lighting, if they have bad posture, if they're hunched over, and they don't know their right angles, and they don't know how to look good to flatter themselves, and they don't know how to groom themselves right, and they don't look respectable. Learn to play to your good features and your good qualities, and downplay the ones that are not. Even plastic surgeons and hairstylists and makeup artists, they will tell you that their entire job is based on the success on playing up the good qualities and downplaying the ones that are not and creating illusions and creating symmetry. A lot of attractive people are not naturally attractive, but they're very good at accentuating what works for them and hiding what doesn't. I'm not born pretty, okay? I look better now because I know how to dress, I know what fits me, and I work out, and that's more than half the battle won. And if you have to, lose some excess weight so that your features can come more forward and get a better diet so you don't look sick and dying. You gotta learn how to highlight and conceal the right and the wrong areas. If you're a girl and you don't know how to put on makeup, learn. If you're a guy with a weak jawline, grow a beard or something, or figure out what kind of facial hair works for you, or even train your jaw muscles so that you can grow it. Your face is made of muscles, so you can change your face just by doing the correct facial workouts. The whole cliche about loving yourself before other people can love you is so true because if the doors are closed, nobody can get in. So you need to learn how to have more faith in yourself and learn to believe in yourself more and love yourself more so that other people can do the same for you. But if you don't bother and you don't have self-respect and you don't care, then neither will anybody else. And I was just thinking about this, and this is so true because I know a lot of guys in my life who are not the most physically attractive. In fact, they're not physically attractive at all. They don't care. They're proper douchebags. They don't even have a lot of money. And yet they can constantly be dating a lot of very hot people. Why? It's because they are so confident in themselves. They have so much audacity. So what if you get rejected? Huh? So what? Try again. Ask someone else out. It's a numbers game. If you get rejected, try again. And the more you get rejected, the more comfortable you will be with rejection. I don't think that you're rejecting yourself just to protect yourself. You're not protecting yourself. You're not doing the right favors for yourself. So if people like who I'm talking about, they can find a lot of hot people who date them because there are a lot of people out there, including beautiful hot people, who don't care how their partner looks. They don't care. And the truth is, unless you're just so hopeless in the way that you don't care about yourself at all, if you ask someone out, a lot of people, most people will tend to say yes, and they'll give you a chance. But you know who the most unattractive people are? They are the people who are desperate, who self-deprecate, they talk down on themselves all the time. And it really shows how they view themselves, and it shows that they're very insecure and they don't have confidence. And confidence and persistence is everything. The willingness to work hard, to look after yourself, and to better yourself. That's attractive. But I also want to remind you that looks are not inherently tied to your value, and you're probably not even as ugly as you think you are. Just because you're not attracted to yourself, like that's okay, because that doesn't mean that other people aren't. That doesn't mean that other people don't think that you're pretty or you're gorgeous. You need to love yourself more and have faith for yourself so you can open the doors to other people who can do the same for you. But more importantly, your looks are just one trait out of many traits. You can be beautiful, sure, you can be beautiful, but you can also be smart, you can be kind, you can be compassionate, you can be very considerate of other people, you can be very polite and have amazing manners, you can have a very good personality, you can be knowledgeable, you can be charismatic, you can be so many things. And sure, like first impressions are physical, but a lot of people, most people are not that shallow to judge someone based solely on their looks. And even if a beautiful person is actually awful, like people won't find them attractive. So yeah, I hope that this video is helpful and might ease up any weight that you might be feeling in your heart and help you like change some perspectives. And as always, I'm really grateful to all of you who watches my video, and I'll see you in the next one.